Guys, that's your Rage Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video today, a champion guide on Hope. But first, a shout out to some of you guys who leave these champion guide requests here in the comments on a daily basis. I appreciate you guys. We have Akuza Aparamoon. I have no idea. I'm sure I just butchered that really badly. I love these guides. Can you do one Hope in the Sacred Order? She's one of my favorite HP champions. We have AF Bear coming through. We have a Sloth Lord coming through for Canoness, Hope, Kalia, and Chancellor Yasmin. I have not done a guide on any of them. So, yeah, we'll make them all happen, have all of them built. So, yeah, maybe this, over the next 2 weeks, we'll have hopefully all of those checked off the box. Nox667, Hope, or excuse me, Fenax is fun. Also a Hope request in there. And Rand Tux, I want to say, and Preston. Let's go ahead and take a look at Hope and see what she brings to the table. All right, guys, so I hope you like this video. I hope you guys will subscribe. Sorry, I have to. Hope is a Magic Affinity Sacred Order champion. She's HP based, as one of the requesters pointed out. She has a lot of HP, especially for an epic champion, 21k. She's got a decent amount of attack. She's an HP based champion whose damage actually scales off of attack, so it is noteworthy in terms of her base attack being over 1,000. Means you can get some very, low to moderate damage out of her. Certainly nothing to write home about, but it's a fact, right? Again, I find it weird when HP champions are based off of attack. If they're going to be called HP, then just base it off of HP or call them support, right? Anyway, I digress. So she looks pretty cool. She's an old school champion in the game. As I said, Sacred Order, Magic Affinity. Base stats are pretty solid. Even the speed on Hope is pretty solid at 104. Her defense leaves a bit to be desired at 804. She does bring HP and faction crisp by 31% on the aura. Certainly very useful in faction wars. On Sequester, her A1 ability attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance win booked to placing a block buff debuff for 2 turns. Okay, not bad. On the Hearten, this is her A2 ability. On a 4-turn cooldown, increase the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn. Plays a shield buff equal to 25% of this champion's HP on all allies for 2 turns. So the fact that it's based off her HP and then it scales really well with 21k base HP makes it a really hardy shield. The downside, and the increased buff duration is great too. The downside is we really look for this ability, this type of ability, both the shield, but more importantly, the buff extension to be on a 3-turn cooldown. However, she has it on the 4. You can't book it up for anything other than extra shield value here on the A2. Is it useless? Absolutely not. Is it still a good ability? Yes, it actually is. But again, would love it for me to be a 3-turn cooldown to work with Wixwell comps, specifically inside Clan Boss. On Holy Storm, her A3 ability, it's an AoE attack, again based on attack, a 75% chance when booked of removing all buffs from all enemies. So there it is. 3-turn cooldown is perfect, beautiful. The 75% chance and not 100% chance is again a bit lacking. So the Hope here, the kit for Hope is really, it's a weird kit, right? Because you look at the A2 and you're like, ooh, it's really good. I wish it was a 3. And you look at the A3 and you're like, oh, great, it's a 3-turn. I really wish it was 100%, right? So I would love to see a buff to this champion someday and maybe give her one of those two, I feel like those 2 factors keeps her from being recognized as an elite epic champion. I would say she's definitely usable, definitely serviceable. She's not a trash epic in my opinion. Really good in a shield set as well for extra viability, or a bolster set as we have her built today. But overall, not one of the top epics in the game, not one of the most sought after, but certainly one that you can get progression, utility, and even maybe a little bit of niche utility in the end game as well in areas like Centranos. I even ran her in a stun set in Centranos. Definitely not the typical stun set champion, but you know how Centranos can be. You just need to land the stuns, and you're looking for 3-turn AoEs. We don't have her in a stun set today, but certainly you could think unorthodox, a bit outside the box in the way that you build her, depending on where you want to use her, right? Let me go ahead and show you the build, and then I will show you her in, I like her in Ice Golem, Scarab King, Centranos, Faction Wars. With that A3, it's not 100% to remove buffs, so really I don't see any viability for her inside the arena or any PvP content in the game. All right, I had to reinstall the game because my game was crashing. In case you missed my video, it's probably not going to age too well, but I released a video on Clan Siege this morning with Saf, and my game was crashing like every 2 seconds. It was so annoying. So I had to delete and reinstall. So I apologize if I have to download in any dungeons or any areas throughout this video. So here is the, let's talk about our masteries first, right? I reset them so we can do them together. Some of you guys comment that you prefer doing masteries, kind of going through the thought process together. So we'll try to make it brief here. But for a champion like Hope, I would go down the offense and the support side. So on offense, I'll keep it super, super simple. I will go with Life Drinker, and I'll go down the left-hand side, bring it down, Methodical, and War Master. I know I'm covering them up. I'll show you in a moment. But I would keep it really simple on the offensive side, but I would end with War Master for some damage out of this champion, especially since we're going to be using her in PvE situations, oftentimes against bosses. On the support side of things, excuse me, we can go either way, right? We do need accuracy for that A3 to remove buffs, and the A1 to place the block buffs. We also want HP for the shield, right? Most importantly, we want this shield bearer ability. Increase the value of shield buffs this champion casts by 5%. So for me, that's the most important factor here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go with pinpoint accuracy, and then I'm going to go down and pick up Shield Bearer over there. So we can come down the left-hand side, go with like Healing Savior for more support. You know how you're going to be using Hope. Depending on, how you're using her, that will dictate what direction you want to go in here. She's usually bringing a shield in terms of a buff, so you could pick up rapid response, but there's not a ton of utility. It'll get a little tiny bit of turn meter. I guess we'll go for it. We'll also pick up Healing Savior along the way, excuse me. I'm gonna go with Cycle of Magic. What do I have for sets on her right now? I have a Bolster and I have a Perception. So really just a small benefit from the Lore of Steel. We could go down and pick up Sniper to really bump up that chance a little bit more in the block buffs on the A1. But again, it's just like, you got some options here. Lasting Gifts, sure, you can extend the duration of the shield, but likely the shield's going to be broken anyway, right? So it's weird. You can actually get, I guess the point I'm trying to make here, I'm hawing my way through, right, is you can actually get a lot of utility out of her without masteries, honestly. She's not, to me, she's not a 100% need masteries on her type of champion. Wow, what a weird blend of masteries I have chosen here, but I'm fine with it. A little bit extra accuracy, a little bit extra shield value with the Healing Savior, as well as the Merciful Aid. Come down Spirit Haste, as well as Sniper for the A1. I'll push myself out of the way here so you can see the entirety of the masteries that we went with today. Most importantly, I like the extra value on that shield. 5% might not sound like a lot, but I think it's even more important than Lasting Gifts to get that extra value out of the shield there. Accuracy is nice to pick up as well as with the damage. We do have Crushing Rend on her. It's because I built her once upon a time for some damage, just to see what she could do, like really getting that attack up there. In Hydra, I just wanted to test her. Suffice it to say, it failed. I wasn't happy with the results, so that's actually old. I'd probably just go with Cruelty instead. So Cruelty for me would probably be the best blessing for her, but of course it depends too. You could easily pick up, it's worth considering picking up the, where the heck is it? Where the heck is the emergency heal? Right in front of my face. You could pick up emergency heal. That will keep her nice and healed up every time those shields expire as well. So I would go emergency heal for more of a support build on Hope, or I would go Cruelty for a little bit more of an offensive build on Hope. Hope is so fairly tanky since we're building so much HP on her, even despite the lack of defense, that usually she's not going to be the first one to die on your team. I went accuracy on the banner. I went HP on the amulet. I went HP on the ring. I went HP percentage on the perception gauntlets. I went HP percentage on the chest piece, and I went speed on the boots. As I mentioned, I went bolster. If you don't have bolster gear, then just go with shield gear. Totally cool there as well. Total accuracy is going to be 293, which is going to be good enough in the content that we're going to be using for her on my account, which is Centranos and progression mainly, right? Faction Wars. I have her, fairly fast at 249 speed. I do have her +2 empowered as well, which is noteworthy here. I have her, +4 awakened as well. The rest of the stats here, 97K. I mean, endgame Centrano's hard, really aiming for as close as you can get to 100k. Progression, just get as much HP on her as possible. Again, I tested her out for damage with a little bit of attack. I mean, 3600 without even trying on the attack. I didn't try to add any, but with Empowerment, Faction Guardians, and Blessings, it just poof, it was there, right? So I'm not going to complain about it, but I did test her out with like 6,000, excuse me, attack with 100% crit rate just to see what she could do. And again, it really wasn't much, despite some honestly pretty solid multipliers. That takes me into the area rankings on Hope, right? She has, you know, pretty meh across the board. Dungeon progression, right? Ice Golem. It's weird. Like Ice Golem, I would actually give her a 4, maybe even a 4.5 in Ice Golem normal, because that shield is super handy, super valuable when you get to the actual Ice Golem if it means keeping your team alive. So is the buff extension. I really love that on the A2. It's a pity that it's a 4-turn cooldown, but at least she has that extension mechanic as well. Doom Tower wave content, a 4 out of 5. Scarab King, a 4.5 out of 5 because of the shield. And then, you know, kind of meh everywhere else. A 4.6 multiplier on her A1, and then she has a 4.9 multiplier on the A3. Again, these multipliers are what kind of led me to consider building her for a little bit of damage, kind of like a Temesia or another support champion that has good multipliers but is not known to deal damage. But again, it really wasn't significant enough to recommend that even to endgame players. This is the Hell Hades recommendations in terms of masteries. They did not go with my shield bearer, which is kind of a bummer. But either way, this is another you know, total viable option for you guys as well. They recommend in terms of blessings, cruelty and cruelty. And we went cruelty as well. We already talked about emergency heal and the viability of that, in addition to, you know, kind of how we have her built today. All right, so there we go, guys. That is Hope. Let's go ahead and run her in Curse City. Oh, gosh. Oh, God. This is the point of the video that I'm like, oh, wait. What stage was it? Oh, there it is, right in front of my face. Wait, who did we just have there? S13. All right, Jarag. Do I even have gear on Jarag? Well, hopefully I do. So this is me actually using Hope, not just for the video, but this is like a team that I would normally use her on. Let me make myself a little bit smaller here. It's weird. I could show you every dungeon level 25 if I wanted to, you know, but I feel like it wouldn't really be necessary. Look, I mean, she actually leads off with the A2 there, which is not ideal because who was that? Siege Hulk? Holy mackerel, man. Siege Hulk can smack, right? Golly. So I would rather have her save that A2 since we already have the bolster, right? So notable there, we actually might wipe on this second wave. This is a harder floor than Siege Hulk made it look on that very first hit, or a harder stage or whatever, you know? But the bolster set certainly helping us out a ton here. Now we're dealing with freeze and a bunch of baloney. Let's actually get out of here. I think we should save Siege Hulk's big ability for that second wave. I'll show you the ice, you know, after this, I'll show you like a quick Ice Golem team that I would kind of build around Hope. But I won't show you the whole run. I'll just show you the team and then go to the Ice Golem. So I don't want to lead in with the A2, nor do I want to lead in with the A3. So I'm just going to A1. And, you know, normally I would pick out somebody who's, you know, really good with under buffs, like their damage dealer in a Ragash, for example. We don't want him to have that increased defense. But we also have, you know, Ogo on the same team. So it's a bit redundant. Let's just go ahead and try to pop off. Yeah, I'm scared of Ragash, if you can't tell. Let's go in with let's go with the A2 of Lorne. Lorne can smack, man. I already have a guide out on him. It's quite an old guide, but it's still good. Everything's still valid there. But man, Lorne the Cutter is an absolute menace, and he's a very, very underrated epic champion in this game, in my opinion. So we did the right thing here. We waited. Now we can use the shield, extend the duration of the increased defense from Jarag. It looks a little bit rocky here, and it's not ideal this first wave, but at least now we can come in, have a 75% chance of removing those buffs, so at least you're seeing her full utility here, and we're saving all of Siege Hulk's big moves for that second wave, provided that we can withstand all those freezes. So who do we not want to have to deal with here? Probably the big fella. You got a buff Hackhorn Smash Lord. I don't think I even have a guide on him. I've been such a hater for so long on Hackhorn, but I should probably do one now that he's been buffed. Let's go ahead and get those debuffs down and just keep smacking away at Hackhorn. Lorne, again, getting that kill shot there. Let's go after Ragash here. And at least we'll have a nice, healthy A1 cycling, setting us up for that second wave, right? Oof. I can't lose Jarag, though. I can't lose Jarag. Ooh, maybe I tempted fate a little bit too much here. I'm going to go after Razovarg. Kill that. Whew, that nice one-shot, man. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Nobody die. Nobody die. Our only reviver is the emergency revive on Ugo, and we don't want to be relying on that. Jarag, yikes, bro. Let's go in there and just get a shield on Jarag because we don't want him to die. Let's get a heal from Ugo as well. So a nice recovery here on this team. And yeah, okay. You can see Hope does a good job of, you know, kind of controlling the other team. Man, I've seen so many ninja ascensions. I'm not sure if you guys noticed the global chat here, but so many ninja ascensions now that he's back in the game. All right, here we go. I have a ninja guide, by the way, the last video that I uploaded in case you guys missed it. So now we can actually go in with the AoE from what's-his-face and Siege Hulk, and did a pretty good job there. I'm trying to figure out who I want to attack, and frankly, they're all annoying. And there's too many Ignatiuses to try to control them. Let's just go in there and block buffs on them as well. And here comes Lorne again, guys. Check him out. Boom! Oh, man. Oh, man, that is nice. And now we can just A1C. So we had a rocky first wave, but it was all a trade for a much easier second wave against a much more challenging second wave. Let's see what the third wave is here. We got an Uros, we got Mashal, we got Bad El Khazar, Suzerain Katone, and another Bad El in the back. All right, so let's go against, I think Mashal should be our first target here. Or Mashalet. Ooh, I went with the A2. I didn't really want to do that, and I did it. Shame on me. Some people call him Mashaled. I call him Mashald. All right, let's keep poking away at Mashald. He has, of course, the increase. Mashald has the increased speed and the true fear on me, so I don't want that at all. All right, get a lot of debuffs, but check this out. This is where Hope, again, she really shines in an area like this, right? I don't know, I got a 75% chance independently here, and 4 out of 5, hell, that's not bad at all, right? We get rid of Mashal, now we're cooking. Let's come in here and mitigate everybody else with the block buffs. Sure, Suzerain's going to be annoying, but it's no big deal. A lot of poisons on us from Euros' Soul Cage, but we're going to be okay here. Just keep poking away, get him dead before we stack up more poisons on our team, right? Okay, there goes Hope. She was under a provoke there. And here's Siege Hulk again. Boom, Thrashing Fit takes care of what's-his-face. Suzerain almost gets a full heal off. Let's get a little heal and a little cleanse from Ugo and come with the A2. So you can see the type of utility that Hope has brought in just this one run, right, guys? It's is it game-changing? No. But has she been a valuable part of this team? Absolutely. Is she an absolute trash epic champion? Another one of many in this game? No, I actually don't think so. I don't think so. I think she can help a lot of players out. You don't even have to, as I said, don't even have to go for the masteries on her right away. You know, books are pretty important on her for the A3 to get that down to a 3-turn. But other than that, even the A4, you're just getting a bigger shield. So to be totally honest with you guys, if you're on the fence, take her to level 50, no masteries, stack up a bunch of HP, throw her in a shield set, and no skill tomes or anything, right? See if you like her. See what you think. Poor Jarg didn't have any gear on. And she's one of those champions that can be serviceable without maxing out, right? And I really like champions like that. All right, guys, so here we go in Ice Golem. This is Ice Golem 25. We have Ugo. We have a Sill of the Drakes. We have a Skaramis. We have Husk on the team as well. And then, of course, we have Hope. The thing to remember about Ice Golem, even in Ice Golem normal, is, man, that dude hits really hard. So we're going to be using her not just for the buff extension, but also kind of the miscreated monster role, right? That big, nice shield for when we do get to the Ice Golem, because he can smack, especially if both those minions are up, and he can ignore defense. So I'll come to you guys during the Ice Golem battle. Be right back. All right, guys, here we go at the Ice Golem. Again, there's not rocket science here, the role that Hope is playing. But, you know, not to belabor the point, but take her to 50, see what you think, especially if you're progression. See if she can help you out. Build her with a lot of HP. Don't skill her up. Don't go for the masteries. If you like her, go ahead and invest more in her, especially if you're still working on Faction Wars. That was a big hit from the Ice Golem there. Man, I hope this team doesn't wipe now that I built it. But we do have a lot of support, and that's why we have that shield, right? And of course, right on cue, she A1s, right? Ooh, Okay, okay. We do have Syl to revive if we need to here on the team, but I'm not liking the decreased defense. We do get that shield on everybody. Let's see. A little bit of healage there. Let's take down those minions. There's one. Ooh, that was a big boy single target nuke there, huh? From Husk. But yeah, it's let me know. We're at 400 guides here on the channel. I wanted to thank you guys for all the support here on the Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guides channel. I made this channel not for, certainly it's not, you know, making bank or anything like that, but it's really just for the resource, right? I wanted to, you know, I found myself when I was starting out in Raid. Always, dude, he has such a wind-up. Colossus or Cliosis or whatever the hell his name is. I always feel like we are going to wipe when he goes in for the big swing. But anyway, I digress. I started this channel basically because when I was starting out, whenever I pull a champion, right, all the guides were like years and years and years outdated, or maybe not years and years, but pretty outdated nowadays at least. Or there were just no guides on a lot of these champions anyway, and I just wanted somebody's opinion, even if I didn't agree with them. Excuse me, I just wanted somebody to kind of talk about them and give me kind of an intro to these champions that I was pulling out of these shards, right? So that's kind of why I made the video, or the channel rather, and it's pretty cool to see here that we're you know, a year and a half later, and that we've cataloged our way through about a third of the champions in the game, right? Not too bad. So I'll see you in a few years when we catch up. By that time, they'll have like super mythicals or something crazy like that in the game. But either way, it looks like things are going pretty well so far. You never say never here until it's done, but let me know what you think of Hope, guys. I did see that a few of the comments were like, she's my favorite, one of my favorite HP-based champions. So I want to know, you know, where to use her. We talked about Scarab King, obviously. The value of the shield that she brings is nice, albeit on a 4-turn cooldown. I would like something in addition to that as well, but she can definitely add some survivability to your team and extend those buffs too while you're at it, right? So there we go. One more shot maybe on this Ice Golem. There we go. Ugo with the final blow, and that is going to do it, guys. So thank you so much for watching the video until the end. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.